Never been so high. Get on my plane, you see planes go by. High enough to see the angels fly. Now that we back in the game, these lanes gon' die.
Yeah, welcome. This is another episode of An Evening with Flan, The Road to Recovery. I am Jay Flan, and this is my story of my road to recovery from alcoholism, as well as my road to rebuilding the family I destroyed in the process. Just to backtrack, it all started when my wife had to make the decision to leave the house with my 2-year-old daughter because my alcoholism had gotten out of control. That sparked the motivation in me to finally reach outside myself and get some help. And I just thought I'd share my story as sort of therapy for me, and also I guess to make it relatable to anyone that may be going through the same thing. So this is my story. This is episode 7. Man, it feels like the time is like flown by. I'm 2 months in now on my recovery. Picked up a 60-day or 2-month chip just last night. Was real excited about that. It was very, very, very dope. I graduated from my outpatient program, which I'm really proud of, because I have a history of not necessarily following through with things. And this podcast was one of the first things that, was an idea I had that I decided I'm gonna see all the way through to fruition, and I'm still in the process of doing that. The addiction kind of took away from it. I wasn't as focused and consistent with delivering content when I was lost in my disease. But I'm back, so now y'all got to deal with me. I mean, I guess you don't have to deal with me, but you should. I'm a fly ass nigga. I'm learning that though. I am learning to really become comfortable with myself, and that people respond positive to me when I am comfortable with myself. When I am myself, people do see value in what I have to say and what I can contribute to a conversation or contribute to anything. So that's why I'm in extra good mood these days. I think the first couple of episodes might have been downers. I was still dealing with the empty house and the perceived loss of my family, and now I'm seeing the hope and the road out, and I'm enjoying life. So graduated from IOP, which was a really dope thing for me. Amazing people there. Just I think if I can only impart one thing on people listening, it would be that if you even have an inkling that you may have an issue and are thinking about getting help, it's not as scary as it seems. It's not as bad as it seems, and there is a huge community of people just waiting to help you. Like it's a part of their recovery that they try to help you. So they want to. They're invested in your success, and in the beginning, a lot of times invested in your success more than you are. So don't be afraid to take the leap and jump out there, because people are going to catch you. Was somewhere last night, and I think that was really the feeling in the room, is that you walk into these rooms and it's not about your political affiliation, it's not about your sexual preference, it's not about what religion you practice, your ethnicity, where you grew up. If you got the same problem that they got, you family, and that's all they need to know, and they're gonna take care of you from that point forward. And so that's a really dope experience. This whole thing has been a dope experience. Man, what else has been going on with me recently? Not a whole lot, man. I'm really getting back into life. I'm back at work. I'm working harder, and really taking some pride in my work. I'm really been heavy on the White Pants Society, TWS, getting the podcast popping. We got an excellent group on Facebook. If you get a chance to check out our Facebook page, the White Pants Society podcast on Facebook, there should be links to the group there, and we having some serious discussions. All right, so I think that brings me to what I really want to talk about early in this episode. Here is the problem that I'm having right now. One of the problems, I'm always having like multiple problems, but here's one of the issues that I'm having right now. I need y'all help on. How much kumbaya is too much kumbaya? Like, I've been really on my, love the world, everything is beautiful, look at the flowers, type shit recently. And that's fucking with me. It's really, like, it's bothering me to a certain extent, because I had become comfortable with and happy with my persona as a really sarcastic, snarky asshole, so to speak. Like, really not giving a fuck, what anybody had to think about anything that I had to say, and almost saying things on purpose to spark a reaction out of people. That had become, sort of my personality, and one I was beginning to enjoy a little bit. Looking back, I do have some cringe-worthy moments where I'm like, man, there was no substance in that. You was just saying it, to fuck with people. And I don't think that's the road I want to go down. But right now, like, I feel like I'm too, like, in love with the world. Like, we got this group, and, and I try to focus it all on what I say is disagreeing without disrespect. Like, I want us to be able to have conversations and have, opposing points of view or different points of view, and be able to express them and go back and forth and have debates and discord without disrespecting one another, without getting to the, fuck you and, you stupid. You know how I can get on the internet when that internet courage, that keyboard courage starts to hit, and you get to saying whatever the fuck you want to say. And I find myself now like mediating a lot of stuff. Like, I think I've typed on Facebook too many times this week, love you, bro, or I love you, in response to something that was that I didn't like, in response to something that I didn't want to hear, or I didn't like the tone of it, or I thought it was going the wrong way. Like, my response more often than not has been, I appreciate your opinion, I respect your right to have it, and I love you. And and that is not me. That is not, I guess that is me. That's the me I'm discovering now, but I don't know how I'm comfortable with it. I gotta find some happy medium between I love you, bro, and shut the fuck up. Like, I want, I want to be able to say both, but in the most loving and caring manner possible. Like, how much kumbaya is too much kumbaya? I don't want to, like, we all can't sit across the campfire and smile and be happy. Like, sometimes it's gotta get real, and sometimes I really do need to tell you to shut the fuck up. But how do both Flans exist in the same body? How can I be shut the fuck up, Flan, and I love you, bro, I respect what you gotta say, Flan, at the same time? This is what I'm working on. If you got advice, let me know. Holla at me. Flan at whatistws.com, and that's FLAN. Not Flan, but Flan at whatistws.com. I'm not a custody dessert, but whatever. Yeah, that's really been my issue. I've been a lot of places recently, and I've just been in a real, like, I love you mood. I think I'm trying to do that a lot because, we don't do that, especially, in my circle, not in my circle, but in my demographic, young black dudes, we trying to get back to that, but, being able to tell another dude that you love them, and especially somebody that's, like, on the opposite side of an argument from you, like, to be able to say, hey, dude, we don't agree, and I'm really feeling a certain kind of way about what you're saying right now, but I love you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. It's bothering me. It's really. Can you tell it's bothering me? It's really bothering me. Let's move on to something else. Let me take a quick puff. So one of the last lessons that I learned in outpatient treatment before I graduated, we talked a little more about the disease model of addiction, and I found that an extremely interesting topic, and one that really struck a chord with me, because I don't think a lot of people look at this as a disease. I don't think I looked at it as a disease until getting into these programs, and I don't know, first, like, I gotta think to myself, like, what is the benefit for me? I'm just gonna talk about me and, the personal impact it has on me, but what is the benefit of me looking at it as a disease, rather than a choice? And I don't know, I think for me is that, like, diseases, can be treated. Like there is, because I've tried the self-will method. Like I've tried it's just a choice. I gotta make the right choice, and I failed, and I failed multiple occasions on just looking at it as a choice and something that I could make the conscious decision to do or not do. And I think if you look at it that way and then you fail, you start to believe that there's something inherently wrong with you. Like you just make fucked up decisions. Like you just don't have enough sense to take care of yourself, And so maybe that's the benefit for me, is that if I look at it as a disease, like it's not so much that I'm incapable of making good decisions, that I'm inherently bad, that something is wrong with me morally, but more that something has gone wrong with me. Is it physiologically, biologically? I don't know. I'm sick. I am sick. I'm sick. But I've been in the class this week. We focused a lot on that, on whether or not it is a disease. And I just wanted to share some of the things I found interesting about those conversations. One was that we watched a video about a doctor, and he was explaining like the argument for the choice model. And one of, I guess, the examples or ways to prove that alcoholism or addiction is a choice was he brought up this scenario where you sit a drink in front of an alcoholic, or whatever the drug of choice is, in front of an addict. And you say, hey, go ahead, you can have it. You can have it, no problems. Take it. But if you take it, I'm gonna shoot you in the head. And the thought process being that, even an addict, even an alcoholic in that moment can make the decision that, taking a bullet to the brain ain't necessarily worth this drink or this hit, whatever it is. So that, was kind of trying to prove that addiction is a choice. And I found that interesting. Like, there have been moments where, I can make the conscious decision to not indulge. I could be around certain people. It could be a work function, or I know my wife is nearby, or I know I got to do something with my daughter later, and I can make the conscious decision to moderate myself and to not go too far. But then there've been other times where I've had the same sort of pressures or consequences hanging over me, and it's just been, I don't want to think about the consequences, and the easy way to not think about the consequences is to, take these couple of drinks, and I'm not gonna give a fuck what you plan on doing to me afterward, because I feel good. So yeah, I don't know if it's a choice or not. I don't think it is. I think that something goes wrong in the brain where your decision making is hindered, and the way they described it in the video was it's a disease of choice. Like that is the thing that gets damaged in a disease of addiction, is your ability to make rational choices. That the brain gets programmed to almost put your drug of choice, or the high or whatever it is, on the same level as breathing and survival. You have to do it. And I was in another meeting where we were talking about a similar thing, and somebody brought up, the example to the contrary to kind of show that it's not a choice. They were like, sit here and try to hold your breath until you pass out. You can't do it, because even though you've made the conscious decision to not breathe, there's a part of your brain that can override that decision, that conscious decision, and say, nah, fuck you, we about to breathe, because we as an organism need to live. And I think and what science is discovering now is that the damage that's done to your brain through the disease of addiction is what puts that substance, or that activity, or whatever it is that gets you that high. It puts that thing in that same realm, if not more important than those other things. And so when you sitting there like, nah, I don't want to do this. I don't, I can't get drunk today. I got a job interview. Or I gotta go see my PO. Or I gotta, whatever. You know, there's another thing that's like, nah, bruh, you know, that drink is more important. And we're going to sit here and fight this out until you see it my way. And I've had that situation. I've literally like sat, you know, in this studio. I call it the studio. It's the spare bedroom. But in this studio and had a shot in my hand and be like, I don't need to do this. And then there's another voice that's like, hey, man, you know you're going to do it. Like, don't, it's almost like it's some strong arm shit. It's like, don't argue with me. Like, I'm going to win. You know I'm going to win. This is a waste of time. Go ahead and take the shot, and then we can move on to whatever you wanted to do. But we're not going to do that until you do what I want to do. And, you know, I gave in every time. I believe every time. I don't remember winning. I guess that's the fucked up part. I don't even remember winning against myself. Shit. But yeah, man, that's so that's what I'm learning about the idea of addiction. And like I said, I think it's positive because that opens the door for treatment and these programs and the steps and all of that, you know, that I'm getting exposed to right now is my treatment, and I feel better. I feel good. I don't have that voice. I don't think about it as often. In fact, like I said, to the contrary, I'm moving so far in the other direction that is bugging me too. Like, I'm just, you know, everything is love. If that voice came up right now, I'd be like, hey, bruh, you know, I respect your right to want what you want. And I love you, but I gotta go my own path, brother. Peace and love. You know, that's how I feel right now. Everything is peace and love. And that shit sucks. I want to say fuck you to somebody so bad. Like, I want something to happen that like snaps me out of this kumbaya shit and just make me spaz on somebody real quick just to get it out. Like, you know, when we do the What Is TWS podcast, we used to have that segment in the beginning called Getting the Evil Out. And that was very cathartic for me. Like, it was good to just get the evil out sometimes. Like, I know it's in there. I think fucked up, horrible thoughts, and I need to like express them shit from time to time. And right now, sitting here, I can't think of the last time I had like a really fucked up, horrible thought. I know my wife and I were judging a couple outside of Target the other day. It was a couple like at the entrance where you turn into the Target with like two small children. One they were holding, and one that looked like it, you know, was still in the carrier, and they had a sign up and was asking for money. You know, and in my head, it was like, you know, dude, you know, that's your responsibility. If you want to stand out there in the cold, because it's cold in Texas right now. Today is heating up, but it was cold that day. If you want to stand outside in the cold and ask for money for your family, that's cool. But you take that hit, you know, you let your family stand inside Target in the warmth, especially, you know, the babies. You don't have the babies out there. And but then the other part of me was like, man, I really want to go give them some money, because if money is the only thing that's keeping them out here with these children in the cold, then let me give them the money so they can get out the cold. You know, even in that moment, I couldn't revert back to my, you know, look at these niggas type shit. I don't know, is it bad that I want to be that dude, you know, momentarily? Like, I just want to, is that tied to my addiction? Is that tied to my thing, like being in that negative space? Did I enjoy that negative space so much because it allowed me to just like drink and judge and be mean and be all the things I'm not supposed to be, you know, all the things that's not healthy for me? These are the questions. Like I'm sitting here, I didn't have this thought prior to me having this conversation with you guys. So like, this is what this podcast is supposed to be for me. Like, these moments where I sit and I talk about it and I verbalize it, and in the process of me sitting in front of this mic with these headphones on and hearing my own voice saying some of the dumb shit that I say, I'm like, that sounded pretty fucking stupid. Do you need to snap out of it? But and that's another beautiful thing. The world is beautiful. Look at the flowers. I met a lovely lady. I won't say her name, but it was like a real hippie name, like super hippie. And she was a minister, and we had a conversation, and it was like, extremely dope. She gave me some good advice on ways I can get past some of the resentment and anger that I do have, that I still do hold on to. And it actually really made me want to call my dad and try to patch things up, try to make that right. That's gonna be a struggle for me. I'll let y'all know when I do it. And I'm saying when, not if, because I know I have to. So, man, time is probably of the essence, but I'll let you guys know how that goes. But yeah, I really do want to fix things with my father, and and make sure my daughter has the opportunity to get to know him. Like, this is a brand new me, and it's scary, and I'm not exactly comfortable with it yet. I've lived for so long as the other guy, as the angry, mad, sarcastic dude. I think most of my friends will tell you, if I really fuck with you, I'm gonna fuck with you. Like, I'm gonna make fun of you every chance I get, But that's only because I'm comfortable enough to know that we cool, and in your heart that I love you, that I care about you. And then if I say something to you, even in a mean way, it's either because I want you to change it because I think you need to, and I care about you. Like Rich, drink another naughty toddy and see what happens on this podcast, dog. Drink one more naughty toddy, and I'm going in. But people know, so if you're listening to this, and I'm gonna say his name, Kelly. If I fuck with you, it's because I fuck with you. If I'm saying shit, and I'm specifically like tap dancing on a nerve, that's really my way of showing love, brother. So I have a lot of respect for you and your knowledge and your opinions and your ability to research and express yourself. So that's the only reason I go at you. So it's no diss. I don't want you to feel offended in any kind of way. It's really my fucked up way of showing respect, and that's just who I am. But love you too, bro. You see what I mean? Like, it's rolling off the tongue way too easy these days. I'm not cool with it, Paul. But yeah, my meeting with the minister was very good. She also gave me some tips on ways I need to rekindle things with my wife. That I need to. It's my responsibility to kind of bridge this gap and to get us back. We're back to working as a team, and we're back to being parents. But we are missing a little of the husband and wife, and it's my job to get that back. It's my job to fix that. And I think I've been so caught up in like not wanting to spew any more rhetoric. Like I'm very good at saying what I know you want to hear, and not always having the substance or the real motivation or the real I'm gonna follow through on this, behind it. I just want to make sure that when I approach things nowadays and I say something to somebody and I promise something or I express something, that I'm ready to back that up, with the action. And I'm ready to do what it is I say I want to do. I'm ready to be the person that I say I want to be. And I am. So now's the time I need, and I'll let you guys know how that goes as well. Hopefully we'll get Hamps back on the show and get this back from a evening with Flans to an evening with the Flans. I think I'm gonna continue this because if you can't tell, I really am enjoying it. These episodes to me kind of fly by. Talking for a half an hour or however long normally seems like a daunting task, but when I get to talking about this, I'm just running. Hey, shout out to this is the ninth one to beat. Thought I switched it up. Been doing a lot of Dilla, but this is ninth one of the day, and that was "Lifting Off" by Talib Kweli in the intro. I think it's the second Talib. I'm probably gonna drop like a Evening with Flans Road to Recovery playlist, cause I've been really getting back into my music because of this show. Cause I switch up the songs for every intro, and I'm trying to find instrumentals, for this section of the show. So I've been getting back, falling in love with music again. And so I'll probably get back on posting playlists and things again as well. And maybe go through the first, once I hit 10 episodes, go through the first 10 songs I've used as intros. You may be wondering why so many of the intros, like if this is a show about recovery and not being an addict, or recovering from being an addict, learning how to live as an addict in a more positive way, that why so many of the songs in the intros are about like drug use and indulgence. Lifting Off seems more like, an ode to getting high. What have I done before? Home is Where the Hatred Is, kind of a depressing story about a junkie. Man, I don't know. I think a lot of the songs I do, I done Addiction by Kanye West. Like, a lot of the songs I have put up here are more about addiction. And I don't know what the reason behind that is. Like, they just seem like dope ideas. Like, that's how I want to come in. Like, I want to come in on some. Because I right now, I do have that same or almost euphoria I would get from music. Like, I'm really in a good mood. I'm really in a good space. I got energy. The creative ideas are flowing like crazy. I'm just trying to keep up. And it almost is like I have a new drug of choice. And my new drug of choice is sobriety. That sounds cliche and fucked up, but I think it's like, I get more excited because I am sober and I'm happy sober and I'm looking forward to staying sober, you know, rather in the past when I was like white knuckling and it was just like, all right, you made it through the day, let's make it through tomorrow. You know? And it's sort of the same idea, but it's like I'm looking forward to tomorrow, whereas when I'm white knuckling, it's like, all right, I got another day that I gotta struggle through. Like, you know, I got tools and things to make it through the days now, so I feel good. So I don't know. Hopefully, I haven't bored you with all my positivity. I feel like I need to say something negative just to get the spark back, but I ain't got nothing. I'm just in love with life right now, man. I'm so in love. Damn, that shit don't taste good. Like, I just don't even like. Like, it's just saying it. It's like, what is wrong with you, dude? This is not us. But this is the new Flans. Learn to love it. I do. Sorta, kinda, not really. I don't know. But I'm rambling now, so we're gonna go ahead and call this episode. As always, I really appreciate y'all listening to me and following me on this journey. And until we speak again, be safe and be the light. All right, I'm out.